live. Okay. Well, do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the really big Barbecue Central show. This is the show that talks about all things important to the world of barbecue and grilling. The show originating from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, Bomb City, USA, Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evenings, a live fire fun and frivolity show. If you would like to get in contact with the show when it's live,
we'll do it live.
Or you would like to follow the show during off-show hours, here's how you do all that.
You can get in touch with the show by sending an email to Greg at bbqcentralshow.com. Follow us on all the social media channels at BBQ Central Show. And be sure to subscribe to the show podcast feed on your favorite podcast platform.
Anything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening, because we are not live.
We'll do it live.
No, we're not doing it live, Bill. We are doing it pre-recorded.
We'll do it live.
In your insistence, I am still saying we are doing it pre-recorded because Tuesday night on the 2nd of September, I am in the midst of a high-level trucking company dinner, putting deals together. There's a owner of my biggest account and then the owner of my company, and they want to meet. They want to get into cahoots, get to know each other a little better at least. Maybe there's some synergies working around. They're not necessarily real, other than they buy trucks from us. The other companies that we own aren't necessarily aligning with what my customer does, but you never know. There could be synergies. Anyway, long way to go to say that I'm not available Tuesday night, but I wanted to give you new content to you hitting the podcast feed. That's why you didn't see anything Tuesday night live, but you do.
We'll do it
No,
live.
Bill, pre-recorded. That's why you didn't see a live show on Tuesday night, but you are getting this now Wednesday. So coming up, you will hear a segment interview with, of course, first Tuesday of the month, regular guest in the first hour, Malcom Reed. Yes, sir. And then on Thursday, you will hear a segment interview with second hour guest, first Tuesday of the month, Sam the Cooking Guy. Okay, Sam the Cooking Guy. Yep. And those were brand new interviews. Malcolm actually on location. I'm not sure where Sam the Cooking Guy is going to be recording from, but they will be all new interviews, all new information, all new fun and frivolity, because that's what the show is known for. Every Tuesday, outside of when we're not live, you can watch the show on Facebook, facebook.com/BBQ Central Show. You can also watch the show on YouTube, which is youtube.com/@BBQ Central Show. Results of the poll question from last week. By the way, no poll question this week because we're not live.
We'll do it live.
No, Bill. Have you purchased the Hey Grill Hey hot meat gloves? 88% of you said no. So now I ask the follow-up question. Do you have any interest in the Hey Grill Hey hot meat gloves? Like, will you buy those at some point, or is it just a no? You like the cotton glove nitriles, or you like the things that look like dishwashing gloves that go up 3/4 lengths up your forearm, and you use those type of hot meat gloves? I would go ahead and recommend the hot meat gloves from Hagerel. Hey, there is more dexterity and heat resistance. You can clean them pretty easily. And again, pulling them by the tips gets them off pretty quick. So just my 2 cents on those. And I would perhaps size up twice on the size, especially if you don't like things that are tight getting off. I would go up to like the double XL myself. But again, I said I have abnormally large hands, so extra large wasn't room enough for me. So I would go double, perhaps triple XL, which I believe Susie said they were actually coming out with as well. But 88% of you said no, and we're going to start here tonight. So got a lot of great information, or got a lot of great feedback from everybody on the Jack Arnold interview. Everybody loving the vibe that Jack Arnold is bringing, and a lot of you secretly writing in going, it's been on my bucket list of live fire things to do before I kick the bucket, is to go to a Jack Arnold live event, see what it's all about. You see a lot of stuff on social media, you see a lot of produced video, but what's it really like to take in the event? And I agree, I would love to get there, as I'd mentioned last week. We were in the same city, we just missed communicating, and he jumps in and then he jumps out, and we just missed each other in St. Louis a number of years ago. That would have been my easiest and quickest way to take in an event, because I just happened to be like, what are the chances that Jack and I are in St. Louis together at the same time, no less? Odds of that happening are probably 0. But it did happen at one point. We just didn't connect, so wasn't able to see it. But I agree, I would like to see what that's all about. But the majority of feedback was for what? This. The theme song. The new theme song. Brought to me by Heath. Found out his name, of course, because I think I kept calling him Brian. Oh, what an idiot. However, he did get back in touch with me, my guy Heath Bennett, and said, hey, I'm the guy, appreciate you pimping me out on the show and talking about how much everybody loves the song and playing it. And to my extreme satisfaction, he said, and you know what? I'm ready to do a segment all about the song, so let's go. You will be happy to know that on September 9th, we have booked a segment with Heath Bennett at, I believe, 10:14, and we will talk all about the song, how he found the show, why he felt compelled and or inspired, or both, to take advantage of something called AI in a couple different ways and come up with a song. Like, how did that happen? How did you get the minutia pull references in that song? The Connie's Recipes, the 17 years, Hall of Fame on the line, White Whales Landed, nuggets all over that song. And by the way, I've sent it out on MP3 through email. I think at last count it was 65 times, maybe 70 times. So the song is getting nationwide airplay on Bluetooth speakers near you, believe it or not. So I'm very excited about that. So I thank Heath Bennett for coming up with the song. I thank him for sending it to me. And most importantly, I appreciate the fact that it's really good. I sent it to hair metal expert and quarterly guest of the show, Just Pryles. I said, hey, this is your wheelhouse, fan of the show, came up with it. You're going to keep it real. I mean, you've had no issue judging my gear for the last 9 months, the sweater comment, and then wearing a Pits and Spits shirt with then a T-shirt underneath it that had graphic. Question that. And then questioning if my Barbecue Central show blue shirt was blue or not. Like, she's going to keep it real with me. And I said, hey, I'm kind of in love with this, but maybe it's just because it's about me and I have bias because it's about me. What do you think? You're the hair metal expert. You know music. give me your honest feedback. And she wrote back the next day and said, hey, Chris and I both played it. We both listened to it together. We both support the song, and we can absolutely see Tawny Katane throwing herself around some hot barbecue pits. So a Tawny Katane reference, a well-placed Tawny Katane reference is something that I certainly appreciate. For those of you that don't get the reference, shame on you. So, everybody's loving the song, and we will get a full recap and a full interview from front to back on how it started from Heath Bennett coming up in a couple weeks. By the way, Meathead making his reappearance maybe on the 9th as well, leading off the first hour. But Heath Bennett in the second hour of the 9th, 10:14, get the full scope of how the show or how the song actually came together. And again, if you want a copy of the song, go back and listen to the archives. It's there forever. Or if you want your own copy to play at will, just email me and let me know, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com, and I will send it over to you directly. Play it all you want. Share it all you want. Play it wherever you want. All right, before we get to an interview with Malcom Reed, I will tell you about Primo cookers. What do we love about ceramic cookers? Well, number one, they're fuel efficient. There's no doubt about it. Many cooks on one load of charcoal, depending on what you're doing. You can just shut off the top and bottom vent. Fire puts itself out. What you need to get, and I'm going to talk about at some point, is the Kick-Ash Basket. Life changer. Game changer. Should we be using Game Changer anymore? Not according to me. This is a product, if you have a ceramic cooker, that you need to add to your life. I'll talk about it later. Kick-Ash Basket. But it is a fuel miser, that being those ceramic cookers. But the biggest issue is a lot of them are round. And what sets cookers apart from other cookers are the ability to do two-zone fires. And you really can't do that with a round ceramic cooker because it's round. But because the Primo is oval, now the shape changes. You can do the true two-zone cooking. Trust me, I know. I've done it multiple times. As I said before, this summer has been the year of Primo. The summer of Primo for me. I'm using it all the time. I love it. Slow cooks, in-between cooks, high heat cooks. I'm going to break out that pizza insert and try it soon enough. Plenty of different accessories to complete your Primo experience, but what do we know? Only sold through dealers, so you got to find one near you. PrimoGrill.com. Find that dealer near you. Visit the dealer, touch and feel all the ovals, and then choose the one that best fits your needs. As I say every week, go with XL at a minimum. If you're really feeling froggy, go with double XL. All right, we are back with Malcom Reed right after this. Stick around, be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Show studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. And this portion of the show being brought to you by Fireboard, makers of Fireboard 2, Fireboard Pro, and a Fireboard Beacon, the wireless Fireboard Pulse. When you are connected to your Wi-Fi network and those devices are connected, you can access them anywhere in the world. Fireboard.com is the website. 816-945-2232 is the number to call if you have questions, which we encourage you to do. As promised, while we are not live tonight, we are giving you brand new content, and it is the first Tuesday of a month, although you're listening to this on a Wednesday. We race to the hotline and welcome in our pal, first Tuesday of the month, regular guest Malcom Reed from How to Barbecue Right, and of course the team Killer Hogs. Malcom, it looks like you might be in the smokehouse, but maybe you are actually somewhere else.
Yeah, man. No, man. I'm down here at the river and over in Arkansas. We've got a little place over here. Got some folks. Look at that, man. Y'all check it out. Beautiful view.
If you're into
Got some pictures
fishing,
going
I
out
was going
this
to say,
morning.
if you're into
Yeah.
fishing, you can just jog right down to the river there and toss a line in.
Right off the bank.
What catches out there?
Known for its world record brown trout. But, it's full of rainbows, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass. You go downriver a little bit, the water gets a little warmer, kind of run out of the trout waters. You get into more panfish, catfish, sport fish, stuff like that.
I know you're a hunter. Are you a angler as well?
Oh, I love it. I love trout fishing. That's one of the reasons why we came over here. We had some friends in the area, and I've been coming over here for, it's probably 30 years.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Since I was in my early 20s.
So when you get down there, now that you have a place, are you out fishing? Like, can you fish off the bank, or do you really need to be in a boat to do that?
You can. I bought a boat. That was one of the first things when we came over here. That I got a boat, so we can put it in right down here at the house. And we went out yesterday for a while.
When I asked you to pre-record, you said, "Hey, this is great. I'll have Bloody Mary in hand," and I said that would be great to talk about because I find them detestable. And you obviously don't mind having 1, 2, or 10 Bloody Marys, depending on. So, is it a morning to about noontime drink for you, or does it not matter?
Well, I think that the Bloody Mary is acceptable to drink it. Around 9, 10 a.m. It's okay. I don't know, but I'm not a 10. I'm not a 10 Bloody Mary guy. I'm a 2 max.
2 max.
Then you got to switch to something else. Yeah, because it's like a meal in a glass. And I think what it does, it just kind of gets your day going. It puts something else on your stomach other than just straight booze. So, it's like a gazpacho. It's like a cold soup almost that you add vodka to.
That's how we'll get away with it. It's a cold soup, honey.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Cold soup.
What's your go-to recipe?
So this one I just made. I start with a couple shots of vodka. I like about 3 ounces of vodka. I season it up with a little salt, pepper, a little cayenne for some heat. My secret is to put 2 bar spoons of dill pickle juice in it. It kind of wakes it up, but I also like it dirty, so I put a little bit of olive brine, about a 1/4 teaspoon of prepared horseradish to give it some bite, and then a few dashes of hot sauce, and then just your favorite Bloody Mary mix. I mean, Zing Zang is kind of like one that you can get anywhere, so usually it's what we have on hand, but there's all kinds of good ones. Usually squeeze a little bit of fresh citrus in it, stir it up really good, put it in a rim glass over some ice. Garnish it with, that's the thing about Bloody Marys now. People get crazy with the garnish on a Bloody Mary. It could be a whole meal on it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty simple, maybe a few olives, maybe a pickle spear, something like that. Just something to snack on while you're getting that first drink of the day in on a football game day.
I feel like maybe I am impartial to Bloody Marys for the point that you just made. And I believe we had talked about this in length maybe a year or two ago. You get the drink portion of it completed or assembled with a dill pickle spear or maybe a few olives, and then all of a sudden you're hanging a rotisserie chicken, full pizza, 18 chicken wings, and a 20-pound brisket off of it. Yeah, it's crazy. And that annoyed me, and it seemed like there was a 4 or 5 year run where that was also appearing on social media everywhere, at least where I went. My algorithm was showing me all that stuff, and I was like, wow, like the drink is lost amongst the pounds and pounds of food. And what are you doing? Are you making lunch, or are you really making that drink? Especially when it comes into a contest, I feel like you're getting judged more on all the shit you're able to hang on it without it falling over than the drink itself, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. That's when I first started, doing barbecues, they would throw these little ancillary contests in. It was a big Memphis and May circuit, MBN circuit style thing. And they would just have a Bloody Mary contest, and all you could do was turn in your best Bloody Mary mixed up, no garnish, nothing, in a basic styrofoam cup, no ice. They just wanted to taste how you made the Bloody Mary. And so that kind of turned me onto that drink. And this was way back, 30 years ago. And as it evolved, I don't know if it was barbecue coming to TV or the food competitions or what it was that kind of brought that side of things to competition barbecue. It turned into the best decorating contests, like, this cake boss type things is what it did. And the sad thing is I saw it in burger contests too. Burger contests were great when it was just about a hamburger, but they have turned into, what all monstrosity could you build on a hamburger? And it's just not, to me, that's not that's getting away from why you would even want to have a Bloody Mary or a hamburger or anything like that contest.
So I don't want to be get off my lawn old man guy as I look back over the history of competitions, but there do appear to be a certain faction of competitions that could be seen as elementary. For instance, Bloody Mary or the burger, where over time, and it was probably a condensed period of time, where people felt compelled, like it, making this great burger or putting 20 regular burgers up for judging wasn't good enough. Like, I got to get outside the box. I got to set myself apart. And instead of adding some other type of ingredient or keeping the look of the burger the same, then they just started stacking shit on top of it. They won. What does everybody do when somebody else wins? They're copying what everybody else does. And now, as you said, you have a monstrosity burger instead of a hamburger. And I think, so that didn't happen with competition barbecue necessarily. I mean, you still got to stay in that box, no pun intended, on what you're turning in. But I do think, talking about competition barbecue, KCBS specifically, because that's what I knew the most about, you were getting penalized if you didn't go outside of the box because you didn't want to get penalized because costs had increased so much. Judges were expecting something, whether they were going to admit it or not. They're expecting a Wagyu brisket. They're expecting this kind of pork. They're expecting this kind of chicken. And to deviate from that, if you were creative enough, wasn't going to win you the grand championship. You were probably going to finish last if they didn't otherwise DQ you for being so out far of what has become the norm.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with the whole garnish thing. That's a prime example. People started saying, "Oh, we're having a salad contest, a lettuce contest. It's who could garnish it the best." And to me, that absolutely does take away from what the essence of what you're trying to do. When whether it's a barbecue contest, a burger contest, or what, it should be about that primary protein that you're wanting to be judged, or whatever it is, and take that aspect away from it. But I mean, I get it. Like you said it right. Once somebody won doing that, the rest people just follow suit, and it just keeps building and building. It's done it with sweet flavors. Barbecue is getting so sweet and saucy the whole time. I mean, it's from being somebody that's been around it a long time, it does get boring. And I guess you want to do something different that's out of the box a little. But I'm not a fan of it over the top stuff. I mean, I'm more of a traditionalist, I guess you'd say. Maybe it's just because I'm getting old.
I said, we're like get off our lawn guy at this point. 20 years ago when we were just starting out, we were watching all the trends and seeing how. And that's another thing. I mean, when we were both starting at this, you with the newsletter coming out, once a week, and me with not nearly as polished of a show as I have now. A lot of things changed between then and now, and I don't know if there's the same amount of evolution. Maybe barbecue as an industry has reached a certain maturity level where you just can't have so much change happen in so little time like we had seen over those first 20 years. We've reached a stage where you can get some new invention or instead of saying game changer, I said, moderately better. You can make this moderately better. You can make that moderately better, but there's not going to be a lot of game changing things that happen at this point because of age of where we're at.
I think, yeah, and I think it cycles. It's just like everything, man. It comes back around. We've seen it in barbecue time and time. So we were just lucky enough to be at like a pivotal kind of heyday moment. I mean, it was really crazy that when we started out, it was just the right place, right time story. And now you think of all the stuff you've seen over the years, you've probably seen it all. I know I've seen a lot of it. And you see, well, man, these guys were doing this back when I was first starting and trying to copy what they're doing because they're winning. And you just see it come back full circle. And that's really a good thing. That means we're doing something right. We've impacted the barbecue society enough to where it's relevant, and I think that's great. It's about barbecue mainstream.
To that point, maybe a year ago, I was talking with Darren Worth from Iowa Smoky D's. A lot of people consider him to be the best competition cook there has ever been. I would argue that, but that's all right. He had mentioned that he had gone back from a flavor profile. This might not mean anything to anybody, but it'll resonate with you and myself. He went back to using Cimarron docks and smoking guns hot, and he was winning with it again. And that was a flavor profile from, I don't know if it was the late 80s or early 90s. I mean, that was like one of the original flavor profiles that people used. And here you fast forward all those years and decades later, and Darren War's still winning with it.
Yeah, and I love to see that throwback. And, I've thought about, like, if me and Waylon ever drag it back out and fire it back up, I said, man, we're just going to do old school stuff. Let's do it like we did when we were first going, and forget all the having to cook the, just money muscles or, all the different stuff the guys are doing. Let's go back to the roots, man, and just have fun doing it.
Now I have to say, I was elated 2 weeks ago to get an email from Tyler saying, hey, end of September, we want to have you come down with a bunch of the other ambassadors that we have for How to Barbecue Right for a weekend. Quickly looked at the schedule. I was like, wow, there's no way. I am totally open. I am in. Here we go. And then, I don't know if it was 40. I think that might have happened on a Thursday or a Friday. And then Monday, I'm reaching back out to Tyler. And I'm like, hey, did you book anything yet? He's like, no. I said, I can't go. I have this damn work thing. University of Akron has this big intern program pitch thing that they do, and we're aligned with them for the company I worked for. I was dragged into going to try and find our next summer intern already, these many months in advance. Evidently, this particular school has a cream of the crop set of interns every year that I have to go evaluate. So I'm like, well, I wouldn't be able to come in until at some point on Saturday then, and then that kind of blows it all up. So long way to go to say, I can't believe that I am not coming again this year, which really pisses me off. But number two, if I was going, and for the folks listening, what do you have going on, and what can people expect as they go down to be a part of that event?
So this is it really started as we started an ambassador program for up and coming people, like kind of on the social world, kind of doing the same kind of thing. Me and Shell are just trying to get going like me and Shell did. And we're lucky enough to be doing well. And we kind of have different people in different parts of the country that are, using our products and just kind of being spokespersons for us, and that's our way to give back to them. Last year, we called it the Smokehouse Social. We brought, I think it was 10, 12 people and plus one. Most of the time it was a wife, but there were some guys that just brought their buddies or camera guys or whatever, but they all came into the smokehouse. We kind of roll out the red carpet. We do a big dinner for them. And then the next day we spend the day kind of, answering questions, giving demos, talking about, they're spending time with Tyler and my video guys, and they're spending time with me one-on-one. We kind of allocate time, and we just do some fun stuff at the smokehouse. And, we cooked a big hog and just had a really good gathering of kind of social minds and just kind of, help out in any way I can, these people that are out there trying to come up and do the same thing that we're doing. So this is year 2 of it, and we wanted to do something a little different. So this year we're bringing everybody in, but we're flying my buddy Dave Williams in to meet Dave. I think you may have had him on the show. If you hadn't, you need to.
No,
but he's a stand-up comedian,
yeah,
so he's
right.
going to do a comedy show. He's going to do his comedy show, and then we're going to we're going to do some talking, of course. And the next day, instead of going to the smokehouse, we've rented a big charter bus, and we're going to do a Malcom barbecue crawl around Memphis and just hit some of my favorite places and order some of the things that I think's great at both places, and just have a really good social time. And if anybody wants to gather content, they can. We don't require anybody to do anything. We want them to enjoy themselves. But, you being a buddy, I was going to fly you down and let you be a part of it with us just so you can hang out and maybe share some of your wisdom with these people, because I think that's what matters, man. Yeah. Anytime we can give back like that and help some folks out, it's a good thing.
Well, now I'm even more heartbroken that I'm not going to be able to scour Memphis with the rest of you guys and see how everything's going. So is Meet Dave doing a captured comedy situation, or is he booked in at a venue and you guys are just going to attend the show?
No. So back during COVID, when I kind of first met him, I'd done his podcast and we were talking barbecue online, and then he was doing this whole hit the road in a van just by himself and a camera person and hit those places. So he came through Hernando, he came through Memphis, and he's like, man, if you've got a spot, I'd love to do a show. And so I was like, man, we'd love for you to do it. Let me see if I can get some interest. And I think we ended up getting about 40 people to come. And he did a live, like an hour comedy show for us at the shop. And so I became buddies with him after that. And he went on tour, and I've seen him out, opening for different big comedians and stuff like that before. And Dave's really good. And so this time he told me anytime we do something, give him a shout. If his schedule's free, he'd love to come. And so we reached out to him and said, hey, man, what do you got going on this weekend? He said, nothing. I said, well, we're doing this. Would you be interested in coming and doing a show for our people? And he was like, let me see if it works. And he was like, yep. And I said, here's a plane ticket. Here's a hotel. Come on. And he's coming. So
on a scale,
he's going to go with us on the crawl. Yeah, he's going to go with us on the barbecue crawl.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how funny is Meet Dave for real?
Oh, he's definitely 9, 10. I mean, it's a clean comedy.
Wow.
He does a clean show, so it's really good for all ages. But he's hilarious. But his show, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's he kind of just relates stories to that an average guy, a barbecue, dad type family man could relate to. And I think that's why it touches a lot of people. Why you find him funny, because it's not a shock humor type thing. It's just everyday life that he has the talent to make it funny.
All right, so as we end the interview here, Malcolm, I had my embedded correspondence segment last week, as I do every month, and if it's okay with you, I was going to run over a couple of questions to get your take as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so this is how the game works. I'm going to ask you a question. No, I'm going to make a statement, and I'm going to lead that statement with 100% yes or 100% no. I will make the statement, and then you either say 100% yes or 100% no. I know it's not rocket science, but hey, let's make sure we're all under the same rules here. All right, so for the first one, Malcolm, 100% yes or 100% no. Lamb is better than beef.
100% no.
A quick no.
200% no.
You like lamb?
Yes. Some lamb.
Yeah.
I've had it. It's really, really good. And I've had it. It's been some of the foulest stuff I've ever tried to swallow in my life. So I'm not a huge lamb guy at all.
I assume the bad lamb was probably somewhere medium well to well done in temperature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you've probably heard of the Texas de Brazil restaurants. It's like a chain of these, and they had some lamb one time that I thought I was going to get sick on. It's one of those things. I've had it at a steakhouse where it's been that way. I've bought some and cooked it, and it been that way. And I don't know what it is, man. Some people like that flavor. Rochelle thinks it's great. She loves it.
Next year, if I get down there, crossing fingers, we're going to get a rack of lamb. I'm going to cook it for you, and then you're going to tell me if it isn't potentially life-changing.
Okay. I'm down for that.
All right. 100% yes or 100% no. Malcolm, Heath Riles will win grand championship at this year's Jack Daniels.
Man, I'm gonna say 100% yeah because I'm behind him. But I wouldn't put that on anybody, man.
Wow. Well, I think
I'm gonna send him some good vibes.
We had one person last week align with you on the yes to be positive. I said, hey, no disrespect to Heath, because he's an outstanding competition cook, won Memphis in May, of course, earlier in the year. I don't know if the Jack is necessarily his wheelhouse to shine and win. Do I think he has the skill set to win? Absolutely. Do I think the Jack is going to be a place where it could happen? Love to see it. I doubt it. But
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I mean, I'm not speaking for him, but I don't think he's cooked a KCBS contest in over 2 years.
Really?
So he's not doing comps anymore. He's doing MBN, Memphis in May tune-up style stuff. But I don't think, and I may be wrong, but I don't think he has.
We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
100% yes or 100% no. Malcolm, Mr. Brisket's competition box will see huge commercial success at this year's American Royal.
I'll say 100% yes because I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about it. I haven't personally tried one. But, man, these guys are saying it makes it so easy. Everything's ready to go,
Can you imagine not spending your week leading into a competition, trimming your meat and re-vacuum sealing it and all that shit?
Are they delivering it like right on site to you? You don't even have to bring it iced down to the contest.
So if you sign up, I've never signed up to compete there, but evidently there's other things that you can tick that you want at site. Or on your site, and one of them is Mr. Brisket's competition box, and you just mark it off on your entry sheet, send it back in, and then they're going to have either a refrigerated trailer or a refrigerated box truck, depending on how many orders they get. And you're going to get your meat right there as you show up. Easy.
How cool would it be if everybody had to use that? Like you all started with the same meat. Man, that would separate some cooks right there.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Mr. Brisket would love that, but that's definitely not.
He would love it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Malcolm, 100% yes or 100% no. Ceramic cookers, for instance, Primos, are underappreciated cookers.
100% yes. I think the price tag hurts some people on them, and then knowing how to control it is also. But once you learn how to cook on one, man, they are fantastic. I love cooking on my Primo, and I had the egg. I still have an egg too.
Yep.
I just don't use it as much as I use the Primo because of the size. I love that shape of it.
100% yes or 100% no. Redmond salt is highly overrated.
I'm going to say 100% yes, because I've never heard of it. What is Redmond salt?
Well, I mean, I think 3 out of the 5 of us had never heard of it before, or maybe it was only me. So I think Doug said highly overrated because it's $9.99 a pound. John said he would never pay $10 a pound for any kind of salt. That's ridiculous. It's from Utah, so Rusty immediately said yes, of course. He loves it. It's a home state thing, and Matt, I think, used it. I'd never heard of it, to be honest. So I said it must be highly overrated. I've never heard of it. So it's just a particular salt that's mined in Utah, and it's supposed to have all these extra vitamins and minerals because they don't filter it, or I don't know, whatever. And he said it's kind of got a pinky color to it, not like Himalayan pink salt. But whatever the color is coming out of the mine is how it's put in the bag, and away you go. And I can confirm $10 a pound. So I'll continue to buy my Morton's kosher salt if it's okay with everybody. Maybe a little Malden's finishing salt if I'm feeling fancy, but that's very expensive too. So it's not like you use it all the time. But according to Rusty, he uses it in every fucking recipe that he uses at the restaurant.
Wow, that's some expensive salt.
Yes, too much for me. 100% yes or 100% no. You know of and have had something called Cutwater.
100% no.
No. So you haven't seen the Cutwater videos going around social media about, I had 2 or 3 of these things and I blacked out?
No. So is it an alcohol beverage?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
So plenty of different flavors, right? And then
I know what I'm doing when I get off here.
They go from, let's say, 8% ABV. So depending on what beer you drank, like if you're a Coors Light guy or Budweiser guy, that's 4 or 5%. So these are roughly, 2 to 1 if you're drinking a Cutwater. But then they go up to 13.5% ABV on the Long Islands, on the margaritas, and there's all sorts of different things in between. But I think people don't know how to read the alcohol content and relate that to how many cans they're having. So if you're having 1 can of Cutwater and it's double a beer, well, then if it goes up to 13%, you're almost having 3 beers, 3.5 beers per one. So, yeah, it would stand to reason if you're drinking the 4-pack at a rapid rate, you might black the fuck out. So, Cutwater is something you're going to want to check out here. All right, last one. 100% yes or 100% no. Malcolm, Croc shoes suck.
100% no.
No?
I rock them daily. I rock the Crocs.
I have not found a place for the Crocs to fit into my lifestyle, but that was kind of a 50-50 last week as well. All right, Malcolm, before I let you go, anything you want to promote? Or there they are right there.
Croc, Greg.
Yeah, Crocs. That's right. The Mary Janes there. Anything you want to promote or anything you got coming up that you would like to mention?
No, man, just if you want to check out our podcast that me and Rochelle do, we do them weekly too. They typically come out Friday morning. So we don't do them live. We record them, and we just talk about what's going on currently at How to Barbecue Right and throw in some, current culture and all kinds of stuff. So that's about the only thing I have coming up right away. I will be Mountain Home, Arkansas. If any of your listeners are in Mountain Home, and I think it's October 4th at Raps Brewery.
All right.
We're gonna be there checking out some brews.
Malcolm, always appreciate the time. Enjoy the river, and we'll see you again next month.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
All right, there he is, Malcom Reed right there. So, I'm shocked that the visibility of Cutwater is not as wide. I mean, at least with my limited circle, I guess. It's not like I know a billion people, but I got a lot of email it on over the course of last week. Where do I get it? Just go to the website. Sam the cooking guy called me and said that he knows the guys that actually started Cutwater. They sold some other liquor or beer company, made $1 billion, and then got into it from a non-compete standpoint. I think Cutwater did not compete, and now it's off and running. Hugely popular, just perhaps not in my circles. All right. When we come back, we will have a Sam the Cooking Guy segment, so stick around and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show.